What up, YouTube? Good to see you again. Daniel from Papa's Pew Pews. Yep, that's the new name of the channel. So y'all be looking for it. Want to talk to y'all today for a minute. Take up a second of your time. Topic that I see floating around here lately, everyday carry. There's a couple of points that you want to, or criteria that you want to meet when you're getting your first or an everyday carry. There's a lot of newbies out here, and well, we want you to be safe. We want you to enjoy the two-way experience. And this is a topic that you can ask 30 people the same question and get 30 different answers, but I want to challenge you to do your homework with what I'm fixing to say. When dealing with an everyday carry, you got a couple of main points. Is it dependable? Is it concealable? Is it shootable? Three main things. Now, you've got all kind of categories. You've got subcompacts, micros, full size, compact. We're going to narrow all that down for just a moment. We're going to say shootability. When dealing with a lot of your micros, they're not very accurate. Wherefore, you got to remember, you're accountable for every shot that comes out of your firearm. So you want something that you're going to be comfortable enough to train with and be proficient, so you can be accountable for every round that comes out. God forbid you ever get that situation. Concealable. And as you see, nothing in it. I carried a Smith & Wesson Shield Plus 9mm. The gun just fits my hand. It's comfortable. It's accurate. It's something I've put over 5,000 rounds in. It's something I'm used to. I'm used to the little snap you get because it's not as big as a full size. But it needs to be something that's dependable. It needs to be something that's shootable. Something you're going to train with. Now, some people choose revolvers, some people choose semi-automatics. That's your choice, because it also, most important thing, needs to be a choice that you make after you do your homework, after you feel them, test the triggers, see if the webbing of your hand fits and that you can reach that trigger comfortably. And once again, not loaded. When dealing with a concealed carry, all kind of name brands out there, folks. You can go with pretty much anything you want to, as long as you're going to train with it, as long as it's dependable. I would not trust an everyday carry with my family's life and my life unless I go put at least 300 to 500 rounds through. And I know that sounds expensive, but you're putting your life and your family's life in the hands of this. So you want to make sure that it's reliable, dependable, shootable. You want to make sure when you pull that trigger it's going to go bang. Another thing in the Second Amendment world that we deal with are people who want to upgrade their everyday carries, and you'll hear a lot of us say, we do no upgrades to our actual everyday carry, because all this is set to specs. And when you start changing them specs, a lot of times you're going to have fails. And you don't want to be in the middle of a shit hit the fan situation and one of them specs not be right and it don't go when it's supposed to. Just a few things I want to touch on and wanted to talk to you about today in a little bit longer video. I do a lot of shorts, we do a lot of joking around, we do a lot of playing, but at the end of the day, our goal is to get you to love your Second Amendment right, to get you to be able to protect your family in a situation if it ever arises. Because remember, the police are always minutes away. You're only seconds away. You are your final line and your first line of defense. The police, unfortunately, most of the time just have to do cleanup. So when you're doing your research, go out and look at some of your Reddit forums and different things and look at the firearms. You don't have to be like the Joneses down the road and have the most fancy Daniel Defense, Kimbers, Glock. You don't have to have that. There are some pretty reasonable, dependable, shootable firearms. Now, no firearm is completely perfect. You're going to have small things with all of them. That's why we train. That's why we practice. That's why we hold our guns, dry fire, do the things that we do. Is so when that time comes, we're ready. Because if you're ready, you ain't got to get ready when that time comes. It's going to be natural. It's going to be like just flawless. Hopefully you never have to go through that situation. I myself, I had to go through one more than once. And I was glad that people took the time to teach me and work with me and show me how to properly use this, because that's my next thing on this. When you choose to everyday carry one of these tools, you need to know that this ain't the first thing that you grab. You need to know that you can try to talk it out first. If that don't work, turn your back and walk it out. It don't matter what they're calling you. As long as your life's not in danger, walk away. If you have to run away, that's not being a coward. That's being a gangster. Because only a gangster can avoid conflict. Being a real operator, know how, if them options fail, fight it out. And then, and only then, after you've tried all the other options, then grab a tool. Now that doesn't apply to every situation. Somebody kicks down your door at 3 o'clock in the morning, or you're somewhere and somebody jumps out and they start, doing what evil people do, then, that's a whole different scenario. I'm not going to try to talk to somebody who's trying to take out a group of people. You kick in my door in the middle of the night, I'm not going to take time to ask you what you want. We take that serious here in the South and everywhere else. So I implore you, do your research on the brands. Watch you some videos, watch you some training videos. Go to the range. A lot of ranges let you rent firearms. Rent a firearm. Test it out, because not every platform is for everybody. I like a 1911. But as far as everyday, a 1911 is kind of heavy. And if you've got a job working, 10, 12, 18 hours a day, that's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to get to where you don't want to wear it. And then when you need it, it's not going to be there. It's going to be left in the glove box or left at home. So just remember, folks, it needs to be something that's concealable. It needs to be something that's comfortable. It needs to be something that's not going to hurt you when you pull the trigger. Because if it hurts you, you're not going to want to practice. If you don't practice, you don't learn. If you don't learn, no matter what name brand you buy, it's going to be useless. So just remember these few points tonight. Just wanted to touch base. Tell you guys, hey, number one, thanks for all the subs. I never dreamed I'd get this far. Thanks for all the conversations, from the groups that we're in. We got a good group of 2A guys. And I want to shout some of them out, and I know I won't get all of them, but, Stay Dangerous, Dust Cover Actual, J-Dog, Utah, a Below Average Utah Dad, FV Ordnance, Ammo Alchemist. Well. By the way, he sent me my patch today. I appreciate that, Ammo. And y'all go search these guys out on YouTube. Check them out, because, they've got all kind of good content that can help you on your carry firearm journey. Go check out Dangerous, with his builds, and, Reaper. Go look for Reaper right now. He's got a giveaway going on 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel and type subscribe. And he's giving away some gun belts and some holsters and some soundproof headphones and just different things. So a couple of gun mats. Y'all go check him out. Subscribe to his channel. Like I said, 6 p.m. tomorrow. He's doing a live and doing a free giveaway. Guys, just support the Second Amendment lifestyle. Below Average Utah Dad does a lot for veterans that have self-deleted or that may be headed that direction, then go check out his content for real. Share that out. Let's get his word out there. He does 22 push-ups a day for the 22 that leave this planet a day. So y'all go check out his content also. But this is Daniel with Papa's Pew Pews. Just doing a quick little short today, a little long form short. It was a little longer than I normally do. Show a little more serious side than I normally show. But remember guys, y'all stay strapped. And always, always, always keep one in the chamber. And once again, always be blessed. Daniel out.